103.6. Roger, shut down, and we copy 101.4 by 103.6. Roger.
Well, those are live scenes of Ethereum taking off, and that is exactly this green candle. One day before EIP 1559, it does look like Ethereum is going up exactly as Sheldon predicted. Today, we're going to be talking about Ethereum, EIP 1559. We're going to talk about whether it's priced in. We're going to talk about Gary Gensler. Is Gary Gensler a friend of Bitcoin, or is he an enemy of Bitcoin? Friend or foe, friend or foe, friend or foe. Is Fred a friend or foe?
Friend over, friend over.
So we're going to be talking about that. We're also going to be talking about something that really got to me. That is when we should be taking profits, because a lot of people said a lot of things yesterday, which I want to talk to you guys about. Taking profits is a big part of the strategy here. Then we also have the Moon Call telling us exactly what he's predicting for the market. I bet you it's going to be up and down, and then it's going to be like, I predicted this. So if you're new to our channel, welcome. Get the fuck out of bed. Let's go. You've finally found CryptoBanter.com. We are a family here, the most loyal community in the whole of the crypto hemisphere, the whole of crypto YouTube. We do technicals, we do fundamentals. Get this. We are also launching a new show, but it's not launching today. We were going to launch it today, but Bryce has something personal going on. We're not going to talk too much about that. But remember, we gave a shout out to the community and we said, look, if anybody can help us do anything in the Crypto Banter community, we need you guys. Well, there's a guy here called Eugene. I got to tell you this story. I'm going to switch off the music. Eugene is from Cape Town, and he's from an area in Cape Town which is known for not the nicest things in the world, for drugs, for gangs, for violence. And he didn't have a charmed upbringing, let's call it that. And Eugene reached out to us and said, I want to animate the Crypto Banter logo. And that Crypto Banter logo that you see in the intro is actually animated by Eugene. So we told Eugene that we're launching a new show in the game, and that's the show with Bryce, where we're going to teach you guys about in-game assets. And we're going to look at which in-game assets you should be buying, which axes, which plots of land in Splinter Lands, all these things, because that's an industry in itself. So we sent in the logo. Take a look at what this guy comes back with. It is fucking insane. How hot is that logo? So welcome. Smash the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Smash the bell button because there are lots of shows coming. Later on today, we will be doing microdose. That is for people who don't have time to watch a full show, but they need their crypto content in 10 minutes. Well, that's why we launched microdose. Microdose is exactly that. It is a microdose of crypto content, 10 minutes every single day, with no side effects. Zero side effects except extreme positivity. So Freddie, put up the microdose logo now so they can see what it looks like. Right, delicious. Alrighty. Also, we are giving away aliens. Let's quickly look at which alien we should give away now. Remember, we are giving away NFTs every single show. Aha, let's see. I hope there are more bids on my fucking NFT. So we gave away the George alien. He's gone. So this dude's gone. I'll put a like. Favorite. Bang. Who else is gone? Fred. I have to sign in, damn. Fred's gone. Fred's gone. Now I just want you guys to see something. So look at which alien has the highest bid at the moment. I mean, I see that yours and Sheldon's, I mean, no one really wants them. And there is one alien which sticks out above all the rest.
You bid on your own alien.
No, it's not.
You did. You must have.
It's absolutely currently the highest bid of all the aliens is the Run one. Kind of makes perfect sense.
I saw Run bidding on his own alien while he was eating
manipulation. At its finest.
Okay, so today we're going to give away an alien. We're going to give away You know, we can't be a racist show. I think we should give away the black guy today. Let's give away the black guy. Let's give away 6928. This is not all about white people. We're giving away 6928. This is the only black alien in the whole community. African, black. I don't know. Call them whatever you. Oh, there's two. There's a second one. We gave away the Asian yesterday, right? All right. So tell us in the comments why you should have it. Like, subscribe to our channel. Let's get into the show. Before we get into the show, let's talk to Sheldon about the tinglies that he's getting about Ethereum and what happened in the charts since the last show.
So, buddy, you know, we've been talking about waiting on the pullbacks. Where are the levels we can get to? And we said the only thing that will change that is the break of trend between Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we can see they've both broken short time frame. Obviously, we have Ethereum to Bitcoin on the daily. This is very, very good for Ethereum. And this is where we obviously see, you know, we've been talking about explosion from Ethereum, and you know, the time has come. As soon as the markets turn a little bit bullish, Ethereum's one of them that are out of the gates first. So Ethereum's well on its way. If there is, everyone should definitely be in. Otherwise, if there is another test of the 2,500 anywhere, there's a good zone.
Exactly. As I have been predicting.
So it's all working good.
It was exactly as you have been predicting, right?
Yeah, it's been there, but you know, we're catching rhythm again. We're catching good rhythm in the market. Everything's working well. And this is one more exciting thing is this dominance just continues to fall. Fingers crossed. Cross your toes, cross your fingers, cross everything you got that we create.
What did Uncle Rand tell you? Uncle Rand told you that the dominance will continue to come down because there's confidence in the market. Sheldon, I walked past your computer earlier and I saw that you were trading, was it Solana?
Yes, Solana. So I entered a few. Yeah, Solana, beautiful on the daily. That's always a really, really good buy. Aave was the next one. So even though some of them didn't have the strong pullbacks, you always want to find the ones that are in good positions. Aave definitely, and the last one is Theta.
Wow, okay. I have bought in the Moon Carl. The Moon Carl, how are you, my friend?
Very good, how are you, man?
Man, I hear that this market is performing...
Exactly as I have been predicting.
Exactly as you've been predicting.
It's always exact as I've been predicting.
Wait, hold on. Just do me a favor. I'm going to log myself off. Just say exactly as I've been predicting. Just 1 second.
Exactly as I've been predicting. I actually got a new a thing in my teeth, so I can't say it so good anymore. It's just like my difficult video. I cannot say it anymore. It's so good that I want to say it because I have a I don't know what's it called. It's like a liner in the back of my teeth. So I'm my own catchphrases are like escaping myself. It's crazy.
It's fine. we can always just use this.
Exactly as I have been predicting.
All right, Carl. I want to see your charts, and I want to see whether you're calling the market up, and I want to see whether you're calling the market down, and I want to see why. Last time you came here, you were bearish, and you were right. I mean, I've got to be honest, you were right. We didn't like you for being bearish, but you were right. The market did play out exactly as you predicted. Let's have a look at what your charts are showing you this time.
Yeah, sure. Let me just wait. So I'm gonna.
At the bottom of the screen, you've got a button share.
Okay, 1 minute, because I am noob at this stream. Share. Okay, perfect. Share screen. Amazing. I'm used to Zoom. I hope you can see my screen right now.
We can see your screen. We can see your beautiful chart. Tell us what we're looking at.
Yeah. So
bearish or bullish? Before we start, bearish or bullish?
Depends on the time frame. On the I still think we're on a downtrend here. When did we make our last collaboration? Actually,
I think it was top. It was somewhere near the top.
Yeah, because I remember, I think it was when we were seeing this big head and shoulders, I think. And I was basically calling bearish from the breakdown of the head and shoulders. And let's just make it very simple. I think that for me to turn bullish on the bigger time frames, I really still want to see Bitcoin break above this major level at 43,000. Obviously, we already technically already came above it slightly here, but if we zoom in a little bit on the smaller time frame, we can see that we didn't get a decisive break here. As we saw Bitcoin go up here on the 1 hour, we saw the volume go down. We even saw a bearish divergence coming here. Let me show on the 4 hour here. I think it's the best to see. You can see we have a high and a higher high, but in the RSI we have a high and a lower high. And this is also visible on the 1 hour if you jump in there. But long story short, we have been seeing a small correction here because of the fact that we're running into big resistance. This green box that I've been talking so much about to my audience at 41, 42, 43K. I guess now I kind of have to pull this up a little bit because we actually tested these levels already. But this is what I'm waiting for to turn like ultra bull. Right now I am, of course, bullish in the short term because we are seeing a nice reversal. But I still think that this is a very, very key structural resistance to break. And when we break it decisively with big volume and confidence, then I am also very, very confident that that's going to be the reversal where we go up and test the high. When we are to break the all-time high, I don't see the scenario where we go up and then go back down again. This is very unlikely. I think that if we break this, then we're here to stay for the next 6-7 months of bullish price action.
Why do you think 41, 42 is such a key level? Why is the key level not 45 or 39? Why is it 41, 42?
Well, I really think that this point here is quite obvious because of previous resistance. And when we broke this level right here, right there, you can see how we saw a huge explosive move, and this explosive move actually led to a 40% increase approximately in just a very short period of time. And ultimately, you can see that we went all the way up to the all-time high, which was more than a 50% increase. So we know that we have been rejected before, and we also know that when we broke it before, we saw a massive push. So, and we also saw some resistance right there, and right now we also actually got a small rejection. So in my opinion, horizontally, this is a major level to watch. But of course, we can also bring out like a Fibonacci retracement tool. This is always very interesting to take a look at. So from the high to the low here, something like this, then we can see that right now we got rejected by this 38.2% level. This is a big level, of course, to watch. Always it's a big Fibonacci level. And then we have, of course, the golden pocket, which is up here at 52,000. But this further proves my point that these levels here, let's call it 42 to 43,000, that zone is also marked here by the Fibonacci level. I mean, I've heard people say 48, 40, 45 and stuff like that, but I don't really see that so much. I really do feel like 42, 43K is big. If you were to put some line up here, I guess you could maybe, I guess you could make the case that this level is huge because of the fact that we had some support there. So this is the 48K level, and I guess this is my second favorite level. But if we break this level, then I think that this level will be no match. We will just break through it. That's what I think.
All right, quick. We are a little bit pushed for time, but if I ask you about your long-term view, are you seeing a 2013 type scenario, or even a 2017 type scenario, where we had a little bull run, a pullback, and then an explosion that happened in 2013 and it happened in 2017, both around the same time, both around April to June, July, bad months, and then huge explosions towards the end of the year, both times. Is that what you're seeing in the charts, or do you think that this could play out some other way?
I think with a very, very high degree of certainty that that's exactly what's going to happen. We have one run up and then we have a second run up. And this is something I actually have been talking about ever since back when we broke 30,000, I believe, because we were basically going to 30,000 and up to 40,000 too quickly. And I was just essentially convinced that we will see a big major drawback. And I don't know if I saw it on, if I said it on your collaboration or not, but I did talk about it up here above 30. That I said we are very, very, very likely to experience a 50 to 60% correction before we reach $100,000. And this is something that actually played out nicely here. As you can see, we did get a more than 50% correction. And I think that this correction was needed and it's enough. Now I feel like we can go up to $100,000. We just needed a shakeout. And yeah, so you go back here. This is what you're referring to, right? We have a bubble and then another bubble top. And,
same thing in 2017. So you're looking at 2013. If you go to 2017, you can see the same thing happening in 2017. We had a major bull run until about May or June, and then we had a big correction, and we had about 2 months of a down market, and then it went straight back up again.
Yeah, I would probably say that the first bull cycle is much more similar to what we are seeing now, because back then we saw everything happen in kind of a continuous motion like this, and the corrections were only 40%. This correction is, of course, much bigger. It's more than 50%, and I believe that we kind of lost the trajectory a little bit. You don't really see the parabolic run-up right now. Just like if you go back to the previous bull cycle, you have basically two different parabolas. You have one parabolic up here and one parabolic here. You cannot, I mean, you can say that it's one continuous motion, but this is a more good example of like something very more, like much more convenient, like continuous and smooth. I think we're seeing this bubble, double bubble basically back in some, yeah.
Okay, let's quickly, I've got 2 more minutes. Let's talk about Ethereum, because it does look like Ethereum is about to explode. This is the eve of EIP 1559, which everybody's making a big noise about. I think it's already priced in, but we'll talk about that a bit later on the show. Tell me what your views are on Ethereum.
Yeah, so usually when I look at Ethereum, I usually take a look at the Ethereum against the Bitcoin chart first, because I think it's very important. And this is a pattern that I've been looking at for many weeks now. And essentially what I've been saying to my audience is that if we break through the resistance, then I'm bullish. If we break the support, then I'm bearish. And essentially, I've been telling people that we can, of course, convert some Bitcoin to Ethereum right here, and vice versa. We can do the opposite if this happens. So essentially, this has been like an if this, then that kind of prediction. And right now, we did break the resistance. And ever since we broke the resistance, we have seen actually quite a push. So right now, Ethereum is going bullish with a 9% move ever since the break of the resistance. And just to make a very quick target analysis here, if you measure from this point down here, just like a more conservative view, then you can see that a target could be up here at 0.077 Bitcoin approximately, and that could be a 26% push from the breakout for Ethereum against Bitcoin. So this means that even if Bitcoin is going down, Ethereum can still actually be bullish. I'm going to go into the US dollar chart also, of course, that's very important. But if you want to be a little bit more...
the level is 0.1. You will see. This line will take you to 0.1. Where does this line take you? 0.1.
0.086 approximately.
0.1. That's the level.
Okay, 0.1.
0.1.
All right, yeah. So basically, I would just say that Ethereum is looking very bullish against Bitcoin, and obviously against the US dollar, we're also looking quite bullish. You can see that we saw this double bottom. This broke out above the neckline. We're breaking out right now. The target technically out of this double bottom is $3,000 for Ethereum.
Wow. Okay. Carl, amazing. Listen, we've got to get you on the show more often. We don't do it often enough, man. That's because you travel the world. You travel the world. That's the problem.
I travel all the time.
Yeah. Carl, thank you, my friend. Always good to have you on our show. Thank you. Man, the market's going to work out exactly as he predicted. I'm telling you, I can feel it. Shaldina, I'm going to get you back in a few secs. We're going to move on with the show because we're going to talk about Ethereum and EIP 1559. And the reason why we have to talk about it is because tomorrow, an hour and a half before now, EIP 1559 is going to launch. It is the biggest network upgrade that Ethereum has ever seen. And amongst the upgrades in the network, it's called the London hard fork. And a hard fork is a fork that every participant in the network is going to have to implement. And what this proposal does is it eventually and the word eventually is very, very important, makes ETH deflationary. And why I say eventually is because Ethereum is not going to become deflationary tomorrow. In terms of EIP 1559, I wanted to show you this diagram that I stole off the internet. But if the base fee of every transaction is going to get burnt, it's going to get destroyed. What that means is that every time the transaction is used, the ETH protocol creates more tokens. That's the inflation of ETH, like Bitcoin. But if ETH is used a lot, then eventually more tokens will be burnt than are created. And that is when ETH becomes deflationary. Is ETH going to become deflationary tomorrow morning? No. ETH is not going to be deflationary tomorrow morning. I want to read you a quick part of this thread. The first one that I want to show is from George Harrop, and he says, EIP 1559 will be the biggest nothing burger event since the dawn of time itself. And I agree with him. I think nothing happens tomorrow. The principle is that Ethereum is actually doing a massive upgrade to the infrastructure, which will, over time, add huge value. This is where I stole the photo from. I do want to see if I have, do we have that long thread? Yes, we do. No, we don't. Okay, so the idea, what we need to understand is that Ethereum network isn't going to become deflationary immediately. It only is going to become deflationary when ETH 2.0 is implemented and the net and proof of stake is implemented, because right now Ethereum is on proof of work, and the network is used a lot, because the more the network is used, the more the base fee will be burnt. The biggest losers in all of this are the miners, because the miners have been making a lot of money off these gas fees. And now with this protocol upgrade, when the base fee is standardized, they're going to make less money. So up until now, the base Ethereum fee for approval of transactions hasn't been standardized. It fluctuates, it goes up and it goes down. Now they're standardizing the base fee, and the network will adjust the difficulty and the fees every now and then to make sure that the network doesn't get congested. You are allowed to tip the miner to get your transaction approved or approved sooner. And that miner tip goes straight to the miner, and the rest of the base fee is actually going to be burnt. So the result, tomorrow, nothing will happen, except the London hard fork should actually go through. It's just a fork at a certain block, and that certain block is going to go through tomorrow at, according to this, and according to the block times right now, 2:31 on GMT +2. And from that point on, EIP 1559 will be implemented. Nothing will happen tomorrow. ETH will not become deflationary. We won't all of a sudden start getting a lower amount of ETH. Nothing will happen. You will not see the price shoot up. You will not see ETH disappearing off the network. Nothing like that. But it is good to see that Ethereum is moving forward towards that. Because as I mentioned to you guys a few days ago, Ethereum is actually building multiple economies. So there's like an NFT economy and a DeFi economy and a sports betting economy. And all those economies are powered with the ETH token. The oil that powers the Ethereum network and all these economies is the ETH token. And now it's going to become deflationary. And as more people use the ETH network and the token supply goes down, that should drive the price of Ethereum up. And that's why Ethereum's doing that green dildo thing that Sheldon was showing us. That's not why. That's why Ethereum's got that green dildo. EIP 1559 tomorrow, but 6928 is coming home now to Fundy Ardi. Give it to Fundy Ardi. Fundy Ardi, you've got
Fundy
yourself...
Ardi, well done, brother. Well done.
How do you know it's a brother? Maybe Fundy's a girl's name.
Or sister.
Oh, sister. Good. Well done. Okay, so that's EIP 1559. Gary Gensler. Gary Gensler. Chairman of the SEC replaced Jay Powell. Remember Jay Powell? Not Jay Powell. Jay Clayton. Jay Powell. Jay Clayton. Is Gary Gensler a friend of crypto or a foe or an enemy? Well, last night or yesterday, Gary Gensler spoke at the Alpha Security, I think it's called the Alpha Security Summit. And Aspen Security. Thank you, Fred. Friend, do you want to come onto your headphones?
Aspen. Over.
I'm not using TradingView. I don't have any charts open. All right, so Gary Gensler went on to Aspen Security Summit yesterday, and he made very, very, very clear whether he was a friend or a foe of crypto. And the reason why the big question is because Gary Gensler is an MIT professor, an ex-MIT professor, who actually, not only did he learn about blockchain, but he actually taught masterclasses on blockchain. And if you haven't listened to those masterclasses, and you do have about 75 hours that you have nothing to do with, then you should listen to them because they're actually very good, but they're very long. It's an MIT class on blockchain. Absolutely amazing. I used to cycle around Cape Town with my earphones in, listening to these master classes from Gary Gensler. Not for the faint-hearted and very, very long. He came out yesterday, and let me tell you, he made his views very, very clear. If you had any doubts as to whether he was going to be on crypto side or on the side of the SEC and his government position, well, last night clarified it. And I have to laugh. And I'll tell you why I have to laugh. I didn't actually tell you this, Freddie. We have to bring people honest, credible, transparent, neutral coverage of crypto. We don't want to be a hopium channel because the community told us before that we gave them too much hopium and we hyped things up too much. I mean, maybe we did. I don't know. We have to bring you credible, neutral programming. And when I looked at crypto last night, I was a little bit ashamed. I'll tell you why I was ashamed, Freddie. Gary Gensler was quite harsh. And what did crypto take out of the entire 40-minute episode that he did? Well, Documenting Bitcoin posted this.
And before starting at the SEC, I was honored, as Anya said, teaching about the intersection of finance and technology at MIT. This included courses in these various topics. And in that work, I came to believe that though there was a lot of hype masquerading as reality in the crypto field, Nakamoto's innovation is real. And some in the public sector would say, well, no, almost like wishing it away. I really do think there's something real about the distributed ledger technology, moving value on the internet. And before starting at the SEC, I was honored.
Out of everything that Gary Gensler said, the one part of Documenting Bitcoin, and we do like the Documenting Bitcoin account, but the one part they took is Nakamoto's invention is real, which is cool. And George, I mean, we do love George. You know, he's been on our show many times. He says Nakamoto, the one part, he says, bullish on Bitcoin, Gary Gensler's huge endorsement, Nakamoto's invention is real, innovation is real. That is what crypto decided to take out of Gary Gensler's speech or testimony or whatever the hell that was. Now, that's not what happened. That's how it started for the first 3 minutes of the talk. But then it went pear-shaped. It went bad for Bitcoin. And that's why the prices went down. Let's take a look at what Gary Gensler said. I don't think we need to listen to that first video. Let's go to the video where he talks about digital money.
Now, let me say, we already live in an age of digital public monies. The dollar, euro, sterling, yen, and yes, yuan, all are digital. And if you had any doubt about that, it's obvious during the pandemic. I mean, who is actually using paper or coinage money in these days? So such public fiat monies fulfill the three functions of monies. Monetary economists have studied this for a long time. Store of value, unit of account, medium of exchange. Why do I raise that? Because my opinion is no single crypto asset, though, broadly fulfills all of the functions of money. Bitcoin has some of it, but not broadly fulfilling all three. Primarily, crypto assets provide a digital, scarce vehicle for speculative investment. Thus, in a sense, one can say they are highly speculative stores of value. Buy Bitcoin, it goes up. Maybe I have something better for my future and my retirement, but it's not really being used as a unit of account. And we also haven't seen that crypto has been used much as a medium of exchange, except for one large exception. To the extent that it is being used as a medium of exchange, it's usually often to skirt our laws with respect to anti-money laundering, sanctions, tax collection on the dark web, and yes, also it's enabled extortion via ransomware, as we had seen recently in Colonial Pipeline and elsewhere.
So he says that Bitcoin and no cryptocurrencies have any of the properties of money. He says that Bitcoin is a speculative, risky store of value. And he spoke about ransomware. So the only time that crypto is used as money is in ransomware. Now remember, this is after people in crypto, and I'm looking at those guys, but it's not only those guys, took out only what they wanted to take out. The next question is around Bitcoin as a store of value. Listen to what he had to say.
But at our core, it's about investor protection. And if you want to invest in a digital, scarce, speculative store of value, that's fine. Good faith actors, by the way, since antiquity have been speculating on the value of gold and silver. So that's been around for thousands of years. Right now, though, in this digital, scarce, speculative asset, Bitcoin and others, we just don't have enough investor protection. And frankly, at this time, it's more like the Wild West than some sort of protection against fraud and manipulation in the space. This asset class is rife with fraud, scams, and abuses in certain applications. There's a great deal of hype and spin about how crypto assets work, and in many cases, investors aren't able to get rigorous, balanced, complete information. It doesn't mean there aren't good faith actors, and there are many of them, but investors really aren't getting the information to judge the risk and understand the risk. And I fear that if we don't address the issues, I worry a lot of people will be hurt. Now, first, about the tokens themselves. Those tokens being offered, many of them are offered and sold as security. There's actually a lot of clarity on this front. So you see in the
So this is the part where you can see that he broke away from being part of the Bitcoin community and the crypto community, and he actually went to the SEC side of things. And he said, well, this industry is full of frauds. There is, we need to look after investors. It's a fraudulent, scammy industry. Most of these ICOs are actually securities. And the reason why he's doing that is because he wants to get the budget from the US government so that the SEC can take crypto under their wing and manage crypto and regulate crypto. And that is why he is now, when he was forced to choose between should he be good to Bitcoin or good to his government job, he's now turned his back on crypto and he's going more towards his government job. Simple. He's just a loyal government worker. He also had a very, very, very stern warning for DeFi. And I'm actually quite surprised when I looked at the DeFi coins after this discussion. I'm quite surprised that the DeFi coins didn't take a big hit, because what he said was, he kind of said, look, if you're running a DeFi protocol and Americans are trading on your DeFi protocols or lending on your DeFi protocols, even if they're using a VPN, we know about this. And we are going to come after the protocols. Now, yes, you're going to say, okay, but Uniswap is decentralized, Aave is decentralized. But they do know who the founders are. They know the founders. And I think that the SEC, I was quite surprised that DeFi didn't take a little knock after this. Listen to this.
Trading platforms, lending platforms, and then there's a third type of platform called decentralized finance, which sometimes is doing one of the first two things. And there are many crypto tokens within these platforms priced off of the value of securities and operating in this space. And so I would have to say that with regard to these three types of platforms, the world of crypto finance now has these venues. I believe these platforms not only can implicate securities laws, but some platforms also can implicate commodities laws and the banking laws. Now, just thinking about a platform right now, many of them have 50, maybe 100 different cryptocurrencies, crypto tokens trading on them. And while each token's legal status depends on its own facts and circumstances, the probability is quite remote that with 50 plus tokens, that none of them are securities. It just sort of belies sort of the arithmetic that I've learned and how I learned to think about probabilities at MIT. You could have 50 or 100 tokens and none of them are securities. Moreover, unlike other trading markets where investors go through a broker or some other intermediary to access, let's say, the New York Stock Exchange or London Stock Exchange or even the Shanghai Stock Exchange, people can trade crypto trading directly. They can do it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and from around the globe. And for those thinking about national security, this is very much a 7 day a week, 24/7 market with Asia retail participating, with US retail, Latin America, African, European. It's a truly worldwide market.
Okay, so that's him warning DeFi, saying, you know, with all the tokens that are traded on these decentralized exchanges and these protocols, he finds it very hard to believe probabilistically that none of these are securities. And that, to me, that was like a warning. And the warning is that if Americans are trading these assets, no matter where you are in the world and whether or not they're using a VPN, you fall under SEC jurisdiction and we will come after you. And we know that the US law can do that. Listen to what he said.
Further, while many overseas platforms state they don't allow US investors into their platform, there are allegations that some unregulated foreign exchange facilitate US investors tapping in through virtual private networks. Paul, your paper just ran a story on this in the last week. The American public is buying, selling, and lending crypto on trading, lending, and these DeFi platforms. And there's significant gaps in the investor protection. Now, make no mistake, to the extent that there's securities on the platforms under our laws, the platforms have to register unless they meet some exemption. Make no mistake, if it's a lending platform, it's offering securities, it also falls within SEC jurisdiction.
Basically, SEC is coming after everyone. Basically, they're saying anyone that has anything to do with Americans, whether they're using a VPN or not, I better actually switch on my VPN, otherwise they might catch us. Then he came after stablecoins, and he said, look, if you think that we don't know what you guys are doing with stablecoins and why there is so much money in stablecoins, well, one, we do know that people are using them to transfer money and do money laundering, which people are doing that. And he said, not only that, if they promise a fixed interest or a certain interest rate, they will be seen as securities. So another warning to the crypto community.
Well, most of those platforms, the majority of what happens there is cryptocurrency to cryptocurrency. It's not US dollar versus Bitcoin, but it's something called a stable value coin, maybe US dollar Tether, or US dollar USDC, which was started by a couple of companies here in the US. But it's a stable value coin versus Bitcoin. Wonder why that is. Now, in July, nearly 3/4 of the trading in all of crypto trading platforms occurred between a stable coin and some other crypto token. Thus, the use of stable coins have become just facilitating, embedded in the crypto ecosystem. And why might that be? Well, you see, these platforms may facilitate those seeking to sidestep a host of public policy goals. Sidestepping our traditional banking system, because you don't have to give them any bank account information. You're just going stable coin versus Bitcoin or another crypto. Potentially sidestepping any money laundering, tax compliance, sanctions, which ought to be of interest to this audience, and the like. So this all affects national security. Stable coins, well before any Facebook DM, are right now in the center of this marketplace. Further, these stable coins may be securities and investment companies. To the extent they are, we at the SEC will apply full investor protection under what's called the Investment Company Act and other laws on these products.
So he's coming after Bitcoin because it's not a store of value. He's coming after DeFi because you may be taking in or selling securities on these decentralized exchanges. He's coming after lending platforms because Americans may be using them. He's also coming after stablecoins because that's also part of the SEC. Do you see a strategy here? Do you see what he's doing? Are you smart enough to see what's going on? He's trying to tell the people and to the US government, he's trying to say the following, and Michael Arrington actually summarized it very beautifully in a tweet. He said, one thing Gensler made clear today, he thinks all of crypto is under his control, and he's eager to expand the power of the SEC. He said the law is clear based on 75 enforcement actions, but seems to be walking back clarity on ETH. At least all I see is more muddy water. That's exactly what's happening. And the last part of what Gary Gensler said summarized everything for me. He's saying we need more budget so that we, the SEC, can take crypto under our wing and police it. So please, US government, Give me more budget. Listen. Okay, I'll try and find it, and then we can listen.
Let me just say before I conclude, I'd like to note that we have taken and will continue to take our authorities as far as they can go. And certain rules related to crypto assets are well settled. For instance, the test to determine whether crypto asset is a security is clear. Now, some in the industry would say it's not clear enough, but I would say I agree with Jay Clayton. It's clear in this regard. There are some gaps in this space, though. I do think we need additional congressional authorities to prevent transactions, products, and platforms falling between regulatory cracks. I also think we need more resources. We could double or triple the number of people we have working on this at the SEC and still probably not fully cover this field.
I also think we need more resources.
Administration and our fellow regulators around the globe. We stand ready to hear from the entrepreneurs and technologists in the field.
We stand ready. We need more resources. We stand ready. We need more resources. That's exactly what's going on here. And that's what Gary Gensler was doing yesterday. And the market saw right through him. And you know how I know that? Because the price went down. But if you look now at the price, Freddie, look at the price. That's what's happening. You know what you want to look at? I'll tell you what you want to look at. Do me a favor. Get rid of the screen. Now, do you remember that 14 days ago, 21st of July. 21st of July, remember. 21st of July, Double Your Money Man Run said, it's time to invest in the market. Here is a buy list for you. It was posted on my Instagram, so it's not like I'm making this up. And I said, buy. What happened? What happened to my beautiful, amazing list? Put it up. You don't have the list?
No.
The list is 70% up.
Yeah, I can read it.
70% up. Put up the old list. You have the old list. Okay. Guys, that list we'll show you guys tomorrow. I mean, I can't believe we don't have it here on a day where I was so happy. But things like SFI. Look at SFI. 740. It was 300 and something when I told people to buy it. 158% up. Look at Render, R-E-N-D-R.
Look at Ruin, buddy. Sorry for interrupting. Look at Ruin.
Yeah. Look. Let's look here. Render. Let's look here. Render, 97 cents. Rand told you it's 60 cents. Let's look at Rune. Rand told you it's $3. $3.50.
It's nearly $8.
Ta-da! Triple your money, man, Rand. Triple your money, man, Rand. Triple your money, man, Rand. Ba-ba-bam.
Once it hits 100% average.
No, let's get it done today. Let's post it on the Instagram so everyone can see the legend, the man himself. I'll post it on my Twitter. Freddie, you'll post it on your Twitter. So the reason why I like that portfolio is because that portfolio was a portfolio of conviction. It's a portfolio that I was happy to hold on the way down if the market had to go down further, and I was happy to buy and hold forever on the way up. Now, yesterday, when I tweeted something about it, someone called Crypto Banter Memes, I tweeted yesterday, this is the direct train to $20. There will be no stops in between on Luna. Luna is going to $20. And someone who we actually like, his name is Crypto Banter Memes, unaffiliated to the channel, said, cannot believe I sold at 680. And I replied to him and I said, the wisdom is to invest in protocols that will change the world and then give them enough time to do their thing. That's Uncle Run's trading philosophy. And a lot of people said, well, I bought at 17, I sold at 5, I can't believe I bought at 7, I bought at 6. A lot of people started to respond about how they bought and they sold. If you bought and you sold, then you didn't listen to the investment philosophy, which said, Fred, it's the part where we put it up. Invest in protocols that will change the world. And then, now take it off the screen. Now show me. Sit back and give them enough time to do their thing. You didn't do that. So tomorrow, on tomorrow's show, we will talk about when you take profits. And there are only 4 times that you take profits. There are only 4 scenarios in the whole world where you take profits. And if you do that, you'll make way more money than any trader in the world. And that is what the show is going to be about tomorrow. So, my friends, you see, Astro Zombie, good person. Listen to Uncle Ran. Astro Zombie, good person, good person. We like him. Someone here commented, I listened to you and I managed to pay for my mother's illness because she was sick. Let me find that for you, because a lot of people said that. A lot of people said that because people listen to Uncle Ran. Everyone says it will retrace. Let's see. Amazing, amazing, amazing comments here from people who actually listened, and very salty comments from people who never listened. So tomorrow we'll talk about when to take profits and how to maximize the return that you get so that you can be a crypto gazillionaire or Brazillionaire, right? Until then, my friends, I will see you later on today for microdose. We don't know when microdose is going to come out. It's as soon as there's enough news. So what I suggest is hit the notification bell, subscribe to our channel, like this video. We will see you again in a few minutes or a few hours. Until then, have fun, my friends. Trade well. Oh, and use the hashtag #AfterBanter to discuss what a legend Uncle Ran is. So it's the hashtag is #AfterBanter, hashtag double your money man. No, change it. Hashtag triple your money man Ran. Hashtag triple your money man Ran.